What's up, guys? So today we're reacting to a video by Shirzad Morgan. I will put the original video in the comment section below. I must say that this falls under the community guidelines of YouTube. We're going to react to this video. So this woman is in her 60s. She's a former escort. She is divorced and she's an author. She's written books about her crazy sex life, and she's giving advice to women on how to find a safe, reliable, good man. So let's see how this goes.
Yesterday that I wasn't so happy with. Probably this is about how to tell if a man is safe. Okay, how to vet for a man who's safe. Number one, from the first time that a man introduces himself to a woman, or whether it's in person, by email, by text, he is very aware that he is stronger and he wants you to feel safe. So he's going to be respectful, he's going to be polite, he's going to be on his best behavior. If he's not on his best behavior from the very first time, and he calls you hun or babe or hey beautiful, that's out. That's so disrespectful.
Okay, so I agree there. Yeah, don't call women baby, honey, or anything like that. You want them to earn those things. You want them to earn being called baby and honey. When you do that, you do come off as a douchebag. And also, coming off too, don't come off too friendly and weak. But yes, I do agree with her that if you're trying to come off too scary and overpowering and trying to be too alpha or whatever, yes, that might put her off. So we're agreeing for now.
Every person has a name. So we greet someone by their name. And men who are respectful will greet you by your name. He's not going to say, hey hon, hey beautiful. Okay, those guys are immediate out. I don't care how hot they are, because they're players. You see women as objects, hey beautiful, hey hon, it's immediate out. Okay? I've worked with men for many years. I was an escort for many years. I had very respectful clients, and guys who called me hun or babe were an immediate out. Okay? So, and women shouldn't do it either. A person has a name. Just have some respect for another person and for their, inside every person there is like a soul, there's a heart, there are feelings.
Women can make all these rules and stuff like that and come up with all these rules in their head. And I don't disagree to have standards. Of obviously, it's good to have standards. But many times women, they come up with all these rules. And if you are hot, they'll throw the rules out of the window. We all know that Chads go by a different set of rules. So Chads can make mistakes. Chads can come off a little bit jerky, a little bit of a D-head. So yes, I mean I do agree for now what she's saying. But as much as women think that they can, I'm not gonna accept this and this and this and this and that. If you're hot enough, they'll throw all that stuff out the window.
And so when we communicate with other people, it's important to be aware of our own autonomy and their autonomy and their feelings. So a man who's safe is aware that he's dealing with a woman who also has feelings. And for me, dealing with a man, I'm dealing with a person who also has feelings. So it's honoring the feelings in each other. Relationships are a lot about feelings and honoring each other, in my opinion. So he feels safe, he's respectful, he's gentlemanly, and if you say no, he honors your boundary. He's like, oh, thank you for telling me, I didn't mean to offend you, my apologies, he should be that way. It doesn't mean he's a simp, he's a masculine man, but he's very happy to know what the boundaries are because he knows he's stronger and he always, always wants the woman to feel safe. That means that he's in.
Yeah, I do agree. We're still agreeing. Okay, we're still agreeing for now. Yes, I do agree that if she rejects you, she doesn't want to talk to you, she doesn't want your number or anything like that, don't chimp out. Don't start well then F you, blah blah blah. No need for that. The best thing you want is a direct answer. The last thing you want is someone playing games, leaving you in this gray area where you don't know if she's interested or she's not. It's better from the beginning to know if she's interested or if she isn't. And if she isn't, say, well, it was great talking to you. Have a great day, and just walk off. Don't try to convince them. So you stop them, right? Say, hey, man, talk to you for a sec. Hey, I think you look really nice. My name is yada yada. What's your name? Hey, it'd be nice to go out sometime. What do you think? This is not just straight up say it. Um, you know, make it short and sweet. You don't want to give too much of yourself. You want to let it have a little mystery, remain some mystery, have her thinking about you throughout the day, like, whoa, that guy, he stopped me, he was cool, and he got my number and this and that, and then I'm looking forward to hearing from him. And let's just say you stop her, hey man, talk to you for a sec. Yeah, I think you look really nice, blah blah blah. Would you like to go out sometime? She says, oh no, I have a boyfriend, blah blah. I say, oh okay, all right, have a good day, and just walk off. No need to, well then F you, blah blah blah, or catch an attitude, or try to convince her, like, what do you mean you have a boyfriend? No, but let me tell you, blah blah blah, and hey, he doesn't have to know anything, and this and that. It's like, dude, now you're really corny. Now you're really coming off as corny. Um, the best thing you want is for her to say no, so you can say, okay, bye.
Control of his emotions. If he's upset with the woman, he's not going to lash out at her, argue with her, belittle her, yell at her, insult her, humiliate her. If the woman steps out of line and he's upset with her, he's going to say, hey, you can't talk to me that way, so I'm going to disengage. And when you're ready to apologize, we can continue this discussion. He holds what's kind of like a little bit more stoic, like he's safe. He's not going to fall apart. And if he's with a woman who's out of line, he's just going to stop dating her. He's not going to put up with bullshit. But he's also not going to insult, yell at. The worst thing is a guy who's volatile.
Okay, so first she was talking about a cold approach or an initial meeting. Then she jumped to, you guys have been dating for a while. So yes, if you guys have been dating for a while, do not put up with any disrespect, okay? And treat it just like that, as in, oh, you know what? You're acting like a kid right now, so and then you just leave. This is why no cohabitation, no marriage, no kids is such a great weapon against women. Because when you guys cohabitate, now you have to sit there and be around each other in the house, like with all these petty, like, I'm mad at you. But when she acts up, okay, you can say, okay, bye, I'm leaving. You could leave her house, or if she's at your house, say, look, I think it's better if you go home. And we talk in a few days. We'll talk tomorrow, but yeah, I'm not feeling your attitude right now. Just be cool. There's no need to chimp out. I don't agree with being emotional as a man and chimping out and belittling and all that stuff. But yeah, she's all over the place, because first she was talking about a cold approach, and then she's talking about being in a relationship for a while.
You never know when he's going to get mad. Those guys are not safe. So a man who's safe is respectful, and it feels peaceful to be around him. It feels easy to be around him. He respects your boundaries. He doesn't cross boundaries, and he is consistent. He's consistent. You can count on him. He keeps his word. He has integrity. If he
Disagree right there. Okay, now we're starting to disagree. So we were getting some good agreements. Now we're starting to disagree. Don't cross boundaries. That's an absolute lie. You need to start crossing boundaries. Um, Depending on how receptive she is. Now, once again, we're past the cold approach phase. Okay, so let's just say you cold approached. You say, hey man, talk to you for a sec. She was receptive. You met with her. Now you guys are dating or whatever. You're seeing her for a while. And yes, you need to start crossing boundaries. You need to start being a little pushy. And if she's like, no, no, cool it off a little bit, cool it off. But this whole be respectful, dude, you gotta throw that stuff out of the window. You know, Early on, maybe in my late teens and early 20s, I probably presented myself that way, like, gonna be respectful, and I'm a good Catholic boy, and I'm gonna show her that I'm serious about her and stuff like that. And young women that age, 18 to 25, you do that. And once again, if they say stop, you obviously stop. But if you're not trying to cross boundaries slowly, they just think you're corny.
Says he's going to call you tomorrow, he calls you tomorrow. If he says he's going to come over at 5 to help to fix your bike, he's going to come over at 5 and fix your bike. And if something comes up, he's going to tell you. He's consistent, he keeps his word. He's someone you can count on. Just think of a guy at the office or at work, the guy that everybody can go to because they can count on him. He's
Okay, so another disagreement. Being a little beta boy, slave boy, doing favors, fetching stuff, running errands, fixing stuff for her. This is that, dude. No, 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 no. Now, once again, I don't disagree with a favor. I don't disagree with an occasional gift to your girl. I don't disagree with being charming or anything like that. But you don't want to start setting this tone like you're Mr. Beta Boy, uh, fixing stuff, running errands, paying for stuff. No, no, no. You need to present her that, hey, I'm here to provide excitement. I'm here to, cross boundaries and get sexual with you, and I'm here to make you feel good and make you, and we're here to mingle, right? We're here to mingle. You want to be the mingling guy. You don't want to be Mr. Fixing stuff, things like that. Okay, think of like Tyler Durden, or think of I don't know, James Bond or something like that. Do you think that they run errands for women and fix their stuff and da 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 da? So what she needs to realize is that women 18 to 25, they don't want any of that. Okay, the good, reliable guy she's talking about, the good guy who runs errands and fixes stuff and yada yada yada. They don't want that till they're 29 and up. But that's the problem, that the women that we want to take serious are 18 to 25. Okay, but at 18 to 25, they want nothing to do with any of that. They want excitement. Yes, cross boundaries. Yes, be sexual. Once again, if she says stop and she says no, you stop. Okay, but they want bad boys, man. They want bad boys, exciting boys. They don't want Mr. Reliable, dependable.
good natured guy, that's the guy. Okay? I always think of the guys at the who work at like the dealer in the service department where you bring your car in. They're very good with people. They're always ready to help you. That's the kind of energy that, that's a safe guy. He's respectful, he's safe, he keeps his word, he makes your life better. And integrity is big. Integrity means I can count on you and I can trust you. You keep your word. Now, to attract a guy like that, I also have to be respectful to him. I have to keep my word. I have to be respectful. I have to be consistent. And I think what's really important for women too is to be like not so easily accessible on social media, to dress modestly in public, to dress modestly on social media, because
I mean, I appreciate the advice, but once again, 18 to 25, the women we want are not doing that. The women we want that are 18 to 25 are showing their bodies on social media, and they're traveling, and they are dating bad boys, and they want you. If you don't push up, you're corny. Okay. Now, once again, yes, you can have this gentleman, charming aura about you. But this be Mr. Reliable, be Mr. Safe guy. They don't want anything to do with that until they're done with bad boys, until they're done with guys who don't care about boundaries, until they're done with unreliable guys. So I got to come in and be Mr. Reliable, good guy after she's done with unreliable bad guys, right? So no, 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 no.
when women show too much, or they gossip, or they're unhinged, or they're these angry feminists, they're not going to attract these kind of men. I think that men want to be around women who are pleasing, who are happy with their lives, and who don't bring them a lot of drama, unless, of course, some guys do like drama, but I mean, there are all kinds of people. I know the guys in the comments are going to be like, well, what about the women? So I'm just saying we have to do our part to be kind to men also. But usually what happens is that women who are like too kind, they're willing to overlook a man's weaknesses or danger, and they get themselves in situations with men who don't treat them well. One of the things that I look for in dating is, would this man make a good father?
But the thing is, when they're hot and we want them, they want men who don't treat them well. That's why you can't go in there being Mr. Simp, romantic, lovey-dovey, reliable guy, right? They only want Mr. Reliable, lovey-dovey, gentleman guy when they're done with the bad guy, right? So why would you be incentivized to be Mr. Reliable guy? Okay, just be the bad guy, right? Be the bad guy. But once again, everything needs to be consensual, and don't be abusive, and don't be overly violent or emotional. But yes, be the bad guy.
That was always one of my guiding principles. Like, can I imagine this guy would be a good father if we had children? Would this guy be there for me if I got pregnant? Would this guy be a good, like, even if you don't want children, let's say I have a dog with this guy or I own a house with this guy.
They don't care about if you're a good father, okay? What they care about is, can you take me out to nice places? Can you buy me stuff? Are you good in bed? Are you going to put me on an emotional roller coaster where I miss you and sometimes I want to kill you, but I love you? And they care about that, okay? Once again, when they're 18 to 25, that's what they care about. And I understand she's giving women advice to not be that way, I guess, but they're all on the same programming. The only women that are like this are the ones that are 29 and up, okay? But then why would I come in at when she's 29 and be Mr. Reliable, but then the bad guy got total compliance from her, got her when she was young and hot and fertile, and I get her when she's a little older, and I gotta run, I gotta fix her bike, I gotta go do stuff, I gotta run errands, I gotta be Mr. Reliable, I gotta be there, I gotta pick up the phone. But when she was young and hot, and that's when we want her, she's thinking about this guy who doesn't pick up the phone and stuff like that.
Is he going to be someone I can count on as a partner to take good care of this dog with me, to take good care of this house together with me? Can I count on this guy? Is he going to be there for me? Or is he going to like fall apart, get angry? The main thing that I look for with a man is he safe? And when I was an escort, I would screen guys based on how they would text me. Like my ad would have certain things that I wanted them to tell me in the introduction. And if they didn't, I would give them one more chance. And if they still didn't give me that information, it was done. You got to be able to cut people off, because one thing that I thought is that I could teach people how to be better behaved. But people don't want to change. They show you who they are from the very beginning, and that's what we have to look for. Any guy who approached me as, hey, beautiful, even when I was on dating apps, hey, beautiful, hey, hon, automatic out. I used to overlook that. See, I used to overlook things because I was trying to give people the benefit.
See, she's saying it herself. She used to overlook it. So, once again, when she was young and hot, she would overlook that. Oh, the guy who's not being respectful. I'm going to go with that one. But now, 63, she's like, oh, you got to be respectful. You got to, be reliable and stuff like that. She just said it. She said, I used to overlook that. Yes, you used to overlook being respectful. Now, what I agree with is like having like 50% gentleman, 50% bad boy. Have like this chilled aura about you. Don't be a jerk, abusive douchebag, but don't be Mr. Dependable. Have like this nice middle ground where you're like cool. You provide excitement. You provide buy her something occasionally and be chilled and make her laugh, take her out once in a while, and keep it in that middle zone. right? But she just said it. I used to overlook respectful guys.
The doubt. No. People show us who they are from the very beginning. Hey, beautiful is so dismissive because it's just objectifying another person as hey, beautiful. Every woman is a hey, beautiful. It's just another object to this guy. I was raised in Germany where we.
Oh, so it's just another object to the guy. Yada yada yada. Yeah, and we feel like we are human wallets, and we feel like we are sperm cows, and we feel like we're lackeys, and we feel like we are Mister Fix It, Mister Go Fetch Stuff, Mister My Head Hurts, Go Fetch Stuff, Mister Move stuff, move furniture around. Okay, yeah, that's what we feel like. We feel like we're an object. So what about that? Right? So um it's just the way it is. Okay, so it's just this dance of who is gonna get more out of who. And what you got to do is try to get compliance, try to get VAG out of her, and throw her a bone here and there, by taking her out for something fun, uh drinks or whatever. And then I'm telling you, I wish that you could be Mr. Reliable and Mr. Dependable, and she's young and she's hot and she loves you and you guys get married and happy ever after and all that stuff, but that it just doesn't work. It doesn't work doing that. The guy who does that gets played for a guy who does none of that.
Address people in a formal manner. So there are two versions of you. There's the you that family members and close friends use, but there's the formal you, which is with a capital Y, which is how we address people that we don't know. Like as children in school, we addressed our teachers by last name and with the formal you, Z. And there's a different way of speaking. So manners and respect is something I grew up with, so I just have a natural feeling for it. So if we don't know someone, we have to really treat them with a lot more respect and consideration than someone that we're already more familiar with. So someone that we first meet should be extra respectful. And men know that women are more vulnerable. They want us to feel safe. One way that I kind of came across this is after I got divorced, I was like, oh, I want to start just dating.
So now she's getting back to a cold approach. You see, so first she was talking about in the middle of the relationship, how to, and then she goes back to a cold approach. Yes, yes, in a cold approach, you should be chilled. You should not show her that you're a threat, like you're some kind of rapist, or you're some kind of, weird horny guy. Yes, in a cold approach, you need to be chilled. You need to show her you're interested. If she says no, don't chimp out. Take it cool. All right, say, oh, thank you. Okay, now it was nice talking to you, and leave. If she's receptive, try to move forward, meet her. And when you do meet her, not the first time, you gotta be too, cross boundaries, but maybe the second time, third time, you need to start crossing boundaries. The first time, you can do no contact or maybe just, a nice little make out session. Don't try to go crazy. You want to show that you also have restraint. But she's jumping back and forth from being in a relationship and then a cold approach. Yes, during a cold approach, don't be creepy.
Some lesbians. I wonder what that's like. And when I was dating lesbians, I often had to set up the date or think about, what a woman would want. Or I had to sometimes be like, well, maybe I need to initiate. Even though the ones I was into, they were more like the witchy lesbians. But when I was thinking about, get yourself in the mindset of what if you ladies were trying to date a woman? Okay, what would you think about? I want her to feel safe. I'm going to initiate. I want her to feel safe. Is she going to respond to me? Is she going to be kind to me? So sometimes getting into those roles can be really helpful, but men definitely know that they need to feel safe. That's the first thing to look for. Is he respectful and does he feel safe? And a guy who's respectful is not going to contact me after dark. He's not going to try to come over after dark. He's not going to push for sex. He's going to let me set the pace for the sexual agenda. He might try to touch me, but he's not going to push for sex. He's not going to invite himself over. He's not going to be pushy. It's going to feel safe.
Yeah, but they only want that when we don't want them. They want, hey, you know what? I'm tired of guys calling me over and I just go. I'm tired of, meeting hot bad boys and they're all over me and I just give in. I'm tired of that. You know what? Now I'm gonna make sure that I set the pace and he needs to be respectful and this is and that. And look, I agree with all that. I agree with all that. But they only want to do all that when they're done with the unreliable guys who don't follow any rules, who yes, they push for sex, who yes, they break the touch barrier quickly, right? So they want all of those things when they're done like giving it out for free. So 18 to 25, okay, just hey, open legs open, let's go, right? Traveling, dating multiple bad boys, dating on sugar daddy apps, doing all types of stuff. And then, okay, now I'm going to start setting standards. It's like too late to start setting standards. You might but then the thing is what they're trying to do is like trap a beta male. Okay, so this is like advice to trap a beta male. Trapping a beta male advice.
It's going to feel peaceful. I mean, there can be fun, there can be adventure, there can be all kinds of like exciting emotions around it. But overall, it's going to feel safe and there has to be trust. Like, I can trust this guy. And trust and safety are things that are more determined over time. So as a woman, I always want to know how a guy's going to handle it when I tell him no. And I want to see how he handles himself when he gets angry. So those are two important tests. And the no will naturally come up in everyday relationships with people. You know, a gentleman may say something like, hey, I want to do this. I want to go here. And you might say, no, I don't really like this. How does he handle it? Does he say, oh, come on, you're no fun? Or is he going to say, oh, you're so rigid? Or come on, just try it. Argue with you, belittle you, gaslight you. Like, oh, I thought you liked this kind of place. Gaslight you. Or is he going to say, yeah, I have this other place in mind. Or what would you rather do? That's super important, how he handles the no. He's got to be very respectful of the no. I mean, when people in relationships say no.
This is why dating is such a headache. You go through all this effort to pick, the place you're gonna pay, doing all this stuff, and then oh, we're going to this cool lounge, this whatever. Oh, I'd rather go do this other thing. She needs to be agreeable too. It needs to be like she's agreeable. Yes, you should push for the plans that you already have. So let's just say you plan to go to some lounge. She doesn't want to go there. You just say, how come? You trust me, you're gonna like it. Blah blah. It also depends on how agreeable she is. If she's not really agreeable, and I see that this is gonna be someone who stomps their little feet and gets their way, that like they're used to that. They're used to stomping their feet and getting their way. It's like, all right. Let's see how this night plays out. But one thing I agree with her is no chimping out. You can't, if a woman is like says no to you for something, you start like chimping out, getting angry. That's what I do agree with her in that sense.
They can start talking about it more. But when you first meet someone, you definitely have to just really honor their no and not fly off the handle. Guys who fly off the handle are dangerous. Immediately get rid of them.
Okay, so that's part one. I might do a part two, part three, not sure. Let's see how the video progresses. But basically, she's giving advice on how to trap a beta male. But because none of this works, she's giving advice for women that are like 29 and older on how to trap a beta male. Because none of this works when they're 18 to 25, and that's when we actually want them, and that's when we actually want to marry them, and that's when they're actually hot, and that's when they're more fun to be around, and they're more demure, right? They're more, they don't have the 1,000 COCK stare in their eye. So yeah, this is advice from a former escort, and she's divorced, and she's giving women advice on getting a beta male. And I agree, it should be that way. It should be that way, that you're a gentleman and all that stuff and chivalry. But when they're 18 to 25, they don't want that. They want bad boys. They want excitement. They want you to set plans, take them to a fun place. Yes, cross boundaries. Yes, try to make out with them. Yes, maybe not the first date, but the second, third place. Yes, try to come back to your place. Yes, get touchy. And once again, if she says stop, you stop. But when they're 18 to 25, they want bad boys who cross boundaries. Um, so yeah, anyways, guys, make sure to comment, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see how the video progresses. It's 30 minutes long. This is the first 9 minutes of it. So yeah, see you on the next one.